Hello everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the DDO tutorial how to make a fighter. Part 3 is two-weapon fighting. So very Dex-heavy of a spec. So style is melee, class is fighter, path we're going to customize, although whirlwind fighter is pretty close to what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and customize. We have two choices here, well three really, because halfling gives us the dex. We do not want to lose the strength because that is weapon damage. The elf will give us dex and we will lose con. Human will be even up, but you'll get more feats. So really it's up to you. I prefer elf because I can get a higher dex with an elf, and that's very, very important. So let's go ahead and put the dex up to 18. That's not max for an elf, but that's pretty close to it. And now con, go ahead and put up to 12 because anything past that for an elf is going to cost too much. And the last points we're going to put into strength. Now we've got 6 points left, and here's where it's going to be up to you. Now, do you want to go ahead and max out your dex up to 20? That's going to take all 6 points. Or do you want to put your strength up to 16? That'll take 4 of those 6 points. Strength, of course, part of your damage. And your final point could possibly go into con. You could get an item that gives you +1 con, go ahead and push you up to another +2 on Constitution. Instead of +1, it's really your call. You could do this right here, dex of 20, or push up your strength, get 1 more damage per hit. We're going to go with this on my build. And then we're going to go ahead and put all 4 points in jump, just like I usually do, because that's pretty important. Now you've got 2 feats as being an elf. So obviously two-weapon fighting is important. Weapon finesse is going to mean that you can use your dex for your attacks instead of your strength. And since the dex is higher than the strength, we're going to go ahead and use that. Now there's one more thing that we could use. If we were a human, we would go ahead and go weapon focus piercing, because that applies to the rapier, short sword, and dagger, and those are the most popular weapons that people will dual wield. Usually you would go with the rapier and short sword unless you were somehow benefiting from having 2 daggers. So that is the build for the two-weapon fighting fighter. So part 4 is going to be the ranged fighter, and then I'll move on to another class.